Thanks for tuning in to Red Belt Radio. The following episode is scheduled for one fall. I'm Jason, and this show is dedicated to World Wonder Ring Stardom. Today I'm covering the subject of Stardom factions and where each of them currently stands as of May 2024. As you probably know, factions are more or less the lifeblood of Stardom. So for us to identify Stardom's current health, we should probably be taking a look at the relative health of each individual faction. A quick point of order. I may end up using multiple phrases like stable, unit, clique, faction, etc. interchangeably. I will also be covering the factions in reverse alphabetical order, I think, which is pretty much arbitrary. I'm not saving my favorite faction for last or anything like that. Now let's get to it. If you find these transmissions valuable, please give this a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. The Stars faction is in a very strong place right now. And I suspect this has a lot to do with the upcoming release of Mayu Iwatani's biopic, Runaway Wrestler. Stars consists of Mayu Iwatani, Hazuki, Koguma, Hanan, Saya Ida, and Momo Kogo. And everyone in this faction, save for Momo, currently has a belt around their waist. Even better, Stars is involved in the most interesting storyline going right now, which is Starlight Kids falling out with Oedo and the mystery of where she is headed. The Stars lineup is full of fan favorites as well, which means the health of this faction looks nearly pristine. I'll give Stars a current rating of 3.5 out of 4. Queen's Quest has the distinction of being the only faction currently without leadership, and I hope they get this sorted out before too long. Queen's Quest consists of Saya Kamitani, Azumi, Miyu Amasaki, Lady C, and Hina. First of all, Saya Kamitani has revamped her appearance and expanded her horizons via both the high-speed division and outside tournaments. And Azumi has left a shockwave in her wake after wrestling in America. So I'm expecting a lot of other great things from Queen's Quest members moving forward. They've additionally hinted at picking up a new recruit, which I think would do them a lot of good, especially because it might allow Lady C to level up somewhat. I'll give Queen's Quests a current rating of 3.5 out of 4. Oedo Tai received a sorely needed boost in appeal when Thekla joined them at All-Star Grand Queendom. They are now currently at war with Starlight Kid and have had her number at just about every point. Oedo Tai consists of Natsuko Tora, Momo Watanabe, Thekla, Rina, Ruaka, and Fukigen Death. They also get extra credit in my book because Rina is having one of my favorite title reigns of the year, and while I like what they're doing right now, I am a little worried about the SLK feud getting drawn out for too long, or the faction going back to not feeling like a threat to any other belts. They can absolutely prove me wrong in the next little while, but for now, I'll give Oedo Tai a current rating of 3 out of 4. God's Eye is another team benefiting from a recent addition. Konami is entering the scene as someone who could become a relevant title contender and/or tournament spoiler. Saki Kashima has somehow turned being injured into a character gimmick that allows her to continue wrestling matches. And Ami Sourei is continuing to work towards breaking through by kindling various rivalries. Ami is kind of the only person in the faction this dedicated to making things personal with her opponents, and as long as her in-ring chemistry continues to improve, she should find herself in more big matches after fighting Saori Ano. God's Eye consists of Shuri, Konami, Amisore, Saki Kashima, and Rana Yagami. I can't help but feel that God's Eye could just have more going on at the moment. More enemies on their radar, more emphasis on leveling up Rana, more emphasis on reforming Saki. They also feel like they're a ways away from anything that isn't a tag belt right now. So for those reasons, I'll give God's Eye a current rating of 3 out of 4. E-Nexus V, or EXV, is the newest faction on this list, and in some ways they are still finding their groove. The Empress side of the faction is the highly physical powerhouse side, while the Venus side of the faction is the more comedic, bilingual side, which was carried over from Club Venus. EXV consists of Maika, Mina Shirakawa, Xena, Wakasukiyama, and Hanako. A lot of credit to the members of this faction, especially Mina for making so many trips back and forth from the United States, Maika for defending 2 separate titles in very demanding matches, and Xena for continually showcasing new facets of her arsenal and capabilities. At the same time, Waka feels tragically stuck in the mud, and Hanako is still waiting for an opportunity to get out of first or second gear. With the faction's split personality and dual leadership, it could probably help to get some more unified gear or some kind of running theme going in their promos. I'll give EXV a current rating of 3.5 out of 4, largely to the demanding schedule and title match requirements placed upon them. The last of the factions to discuss is Cosmic Angels, who tend to dominate the field when it comes to storytelling and personal drama. 2024 has been no different so far, since the current Starlight Kids storyline also involves Cosmic Angels members. Cosmic Angels consists of Tam Nakano, Saori Ano, Natsupoi, Yuna Mizumori, Aya Sakura, and Sayaka Kurara. There isn't a lot to critique, since members of this faction are almost always getting into something of note. Perhaps it's forging their own destiny and striving for something greater like Aya, Sayaka, and Yuna. Or perhaps it's promising to do battle with a trusted friend and having that would-be showdown hit one obstacle after another, like Saori and Natsupoi. Or perhaps it's trying to redeem and save a lost, corrupted kid, like Tam is doing with SLK. The point is, a fan of Stardom is rarely at a loss for understanding who these characters are and what their current story arc is touching upon. If you don't get this faction's appeal, you might not be watching closely enough. I'll give Cosmic Angels a current rating of 3.5 out of 4. This means that overall the factions of Stardom are in a really good place. But I have a sense that things could easily change as we enter the pre-5-star GP portion of the year. Things like further departures or fumbled storylines are not outside the realm of possibility, and those things stand to do quite a bit of damage if not corrected for. Which factions do you have your eye on the most right now? Who is in most need of modification? And which faction do you consider to be at the top of Stardom? If you found this transmission valuable, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, or leave a comment to let me know what you think. Thanks for listening to Red Belt Radio.